is you're doing a horseshoe around the back of the foot. All right, so we're going med head to med head, going around the back of the foot. I tend to cut all my strips of coverall at the same time, just from a standpoint of efficiency. So I get my horseshoe in the back, and then I'm going to cover the bottom of the foot from med heads up to the heel. So I'm going to cut 2 strips of that length. The longer strips of this Hypafix, you got to be a little careful with, so it doesn't wrinkle on itself. All right, so same thing that you did with the low-dye tape. You're going to pull medial, start medially. Pull lateral. Try to smooth this out as best you can. Normally when I do this, I'm sitting facing here, so I'm not normally on the side when I tape somebody like this. So pardon the wrinkles that you get. All right. So that's going to be 1 strip right there, and then you're basically covering the bottom of the foot with this. So starting at the med head, so again we're looking to plantar flex and adduct the big toe. So you'll start distal and pull proximal with this, okay? And smooth through the heel. Try to get rid of the wrinkles there on the bottom. By the way, this is cheap tape. It shouldn't do that. I'm not going to worry about taking this off right now, but clinically I would not put this on a patient like that, just for the standpoint of time with things I'm going to put on here. But so essentially I'm covering the bottom of her foot. Okay. So that's my cover roll, and then I'm going to do the same thing with Luca tape. Exact same thing. I'm going to do a horseshoe around the back, and then I'm going to cover up with longitudinal strips on the bottom of the foot. Okay. So I tend to not use scissors to tear Luca tape. Once you've done it a few times, you don't need to. I'm going to end up doing 2 of those horseshoes, so 1 at the beginning and 1 at the end. So I usually will just tear off 2 of them to begin with, and then I'm going to tear off 3 strips of this to cover the bottom of her foot. So these are going to overlap. Okay. You will get a little bit of wrinkling on the back of the heel with this. There's no other way to get around it. You're gonna have that. But so again, I'm starting distally and pulling proximally with it, and then I'm smoothing out through the arch. Okay. And then basically this is the same thing as low-dye taping. I'm going to start here and I'm going to pull lateral to medial. The same exact thing that you do with low-dye taping. Okay? So you do that, and then you come back with your end, 1 on the end, and that's it. Okay? So clinically, I think this is faster to do. You don't have to worry about the teardrops getting wrinkled as you go around the heel. And this is a more rigid tape, so it's going to last longer. It's going to hold up if they get their foot wet in a shower, or if they get their foot sweaty from working out. So I've found this to be more effective. I'm going to get in your way just in a second with video. So, but to do the coverall or the cover strips on this, Same kind of thing that we did before. You're going to overlap the strips by half. And I may do, depending on the size of the person's foot, I may do 3 strips, I may do 4, I may do 5 strips down like that. I tend to not go all the way down to the met heads with it. All right, and then my last strip is going to be just the cover strip. It's going to go the horseshoe that's going to go around the back. So that's it. Okay. So clinically, I found this to be more effective than the regular low-dye taping. I think it's easier to do. I think it lasts longer. I think it gives the patient a little bit more support to their foot. Okay. You can go across the top of the foot to anchor it as well, but because this tape sticks better, you tend to not have to do that. The only person right now that I do that with is a lady that takes 3 pool classes a week. I can tape her one time, and the tape will last for her to go through those 3 classes in a week. Okay. So clinically, I think this is a little more effective than regular low-dye taping, just based on what I've seen and what I've done and things that I've learned. All right. Questions about that?
Could you do that version of the taping with the athletic tape if you anchored more because of the stickiness?
Yeah, you can. It's the
Not as effective.
Yeah, you can. It's just not, the athletic tape's not as rigid as this.
Okay.
So, yeah. Questions about that? So if you can send me either email